Welcome back, and I haven't really dropped off the edge of the world, but it's been busy. So right here is a temporary, permanent steering. So in the attempt to use the original steering wheel and as much as I could on this, I ran into a problem because they had 3/4 inch shaft, but an 1 3/8 outer size bearing, standard bearing that we use. I don't know what we'll call them. They're a flange bearing, and I just weld them, tack them in, and I'll put a bearing safe right here that'll go on here to make sure it stays up nice and tight. This one I don't have to worry about because it has already got down pressure on it, and actually it tapped in pretty snug, and I put a couple little tacks on it. So what I did was, of course, that is the worm gear that was in the box originally on the steering, and this is what would have been my first attempt. And basically what I did, I was going to put the 3/4 shaft into the inch shaft. Actually, it's 1.25 inch shaft, and it fits in there. You just had to just put it in, and then I tacked it, and then I got looking at it. Then I couldn't find the right bearings, so this is getting destined to the little scrap pile. There's a piece of the casing right there. This was the hollow tube that was in it that I cut off. So what I did was I modified where the steering goes. So I cut off the splines, and they're hollow center 1 1/16. No, excuse me, I am wrong. Let me completely back up. It's 7/8, just slightly over 7/8. So I cut the threads off so I could reuse the threads in the spline. I put it in the drill press, and I drilled it out to 3/4. I also drilled 2 side holes on either side so I could plug weld it, and then I welded around where this shaft would be going onto the new shaft, and I welded it solid. So it's got 2 plug welds that are ground smooth, plus a complete weld, burned pretty good all the way around. That said, this was the old collapsible steering shaft that was with the S10. So I've cut a short 3/4 inch flat bar to go in there, and that I've got this, so this collapsible shaft is out. So if we ever he gets a front end collision, this will collapse without shoving the main shaft back through it. And just like it's a safety thing. So on the old cars, they didn't have it. This still has a rag joint down at the end, as you can see down in there, and I'll put the bolt in to make it tight. So here, this will clear everything. I don't believe I'll need anything else, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a nice piece of metal to go over here, and then I'll drill it with holes and put it against here, and then I will take it back apart and weld this into that. So this will make this solid so it can't move, which will inhibit this from moving around, and everything will be good. That's an attempt so I can get it moving and rolling around. I haven't had a whole lot of time to work on this. I've been very busy at work, and kind of that's where I've been. Started getting snow plowing equipment ready. I didn't do any videos on that. You guys actually only like to see the snow plowing actually when it's going on. So this blade's been put on. I took all the stainless off it. I sandblasted it down, and then put a epoxy primer on it, and then I put a primer on it, and then several coats of gloss black, and that should help. This blade is probably 4 years old, I would say. It's probably, well, let's see, 2009, this one's 2017. I believe this is the one I bought in 2017 that was on the silver truck for quite a while. So it is on the F350 that I use when I put the sander on it. And of course, we're getting into a whole other video here. But that's what I've been doing. I'm working on that. I'll do a video on that stuff shortly, but that's kind of what I've been having to do. Motor's in. Got to do some more final welding on the bottom for the Jeep. I'm going to bring the box around, and I want to narrow the box where I have to temporarily to get it so I can sit on there, so I can get a better idea of the whole winter, what I'm thinking about for spring. But as you can see, we sat my brother in here and found out where he's comfortable. I did. Right now, I have this. Let's see if we can see in there. So what I have is, I have the collar that was on here originally that held this steering wheel in place on top of the other bracket, which is right there on the floor. So it was sitting on top of that. So that bracket will go back in, but it's going to be the other way. It'll be upside down instead of facing down with this on it. I have trimmed off the ears. It'll be facing up, and it'll be hooking back into the original positions, helping giving it some stiffness. I put this bracket on the flat bar. We welded it in, or I welded in both sides. I have drilled it just temporarily to get this so it doesn't move around, and I'm able to move the vehicle out to the other storage building without doing any damage to anything. So eventually, this right here is another cover for a glove box, which this was a glove box. There was a glove box on both sides, and of course the Jeep has the instrument package in the center. So we will cut that and put a nice piece of molding to go around it to fit this, and then hopefully we can put some like gauges in here, and we're going to put the GPS speedometer here. So there's a lot of things to do, but right now I am trying to line the steering wheel up with the front end to get it somewhat close. And there's my phone, which always rings when I'm making a video. And so that's where I am. So 7 minutes, that's a lot of gabbing for me for doing a short video. I'll get this up, and then when I finally get the steering wheel where I want to measure the wheel, make sure it's in good alignment before I do any tacking. And when I do the tacking, this will be welded solid. This has the other style where the bolt goes in, but as you can see the metal filings here, I drilled it and brought this down in and put the nut down tight after I brought this in tight. So there's no way, even if the nut falls off or loosens up, this can't come out because it's caught on the shaft. And I will probably actually even put a tack here and on the bottom as a safety that can be easily ground off if it has to come apart. Okay, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the new video people that have been watching. Hit that like button. I don't know what it does for me, but it seems like I get better little thumbs up from YouTube when people like my videos and comment. I also like the comments. New subscribers, always welcome here. And so we'll be transitioning probably from playing with this and some of the other hot rods. Check out all the videos, there's 300 of them. And of snow plowing and mostly hot rods and stuff like that. Subscribe, like, share, do whatever you gotta do. I'm at a lot of videos and a lot of new subscribers. So check us out. See you soon.